Personal autonomy. INFPs tend to be highly independent individuals who value their own autonomy and the ability to make their own decisions. They may therefore value the freedom to choose their own path in life without being constrained by external pressures or expectations. Creativity and self-expression. INFPs are often highly creative individuals who value the freedom to express themselves in their own unique way. They may therefore value the freedom to pursue creative projects, express themselves through art, music, or writing, and explore their own interests and passions. Authenticity. INFPs tend to be deeply committed to their own values and beliefs, and may value the freedom to live authentically without compromising their integrity or going against their own moral code. Emotional freedom. INFPs are often highly sensitive individuals who value the freedom to express and process their emotions in their own way. They may therefore value the freedom to be vulnerable and open with others without fear of judgment or rejection. Inner peace and spirituality. INFPs tend to be introspective and reflective individuals who value the freedom to explore their own spirituality and inner world. They may therefore value the freedom to meditate, practice mindfulness, or pursue other spiritual practices that help them find inner peace and meaning. I live a free life. I am on a government pension, and I don't work for any corporation or entity. I'm independent in what I do, and I live a meager existence, and I'm happy about that. I'm frugal, and I live with as few possessions as possible, and I'm proud of the lifestyle that I live. And I don't have to work, which is really good. I am on a disability pension. My disability, schizophrenia. I don't understand the world in the way that the government understands the world, so that means I'm schizophrenic. And I've spent a lot of time in the hospital, which wasn't a good experience. I was homeless for half of 10 years, and I couldn't find stable accommodation, and I was looking everywhere, and it was just really hard. And they put me in the mental institution, the psychiatric ward, like 5 times to re-educate me about how the world works. But it was bad because I was in a bad situation because I had no home. But it doesn't matter because all of that oppression, all of that hardship that I went through, where they were restraining my freedom, turned out to give me ultimate freedom because I no longer have to work. Sure, I don't get the luxuries of an automobile or something like that, but those are burdens on your psychology anyway. And I live in a location where I can pretty much walk anywhere I need to go. So That's not a problem. I can drive. I have a license. I just don't have a car. And if I did have a car, I would be living very tightly. So I live a much more comfortable lifestyle by not having a car to burden me down. The freedom to know that I can say whatever I want within reason and not be censored for it. That is a freedom I hold very valuable. The right to express myself, and I express myself through video, so I very much value this whole recording and sharing platform. I value my government because they support me. I'm very lucky to live in Australia. Having total freedom to do whatever you want, like me, comes with its consequences. I get very bored sometimes and just pass time, wishing I had something to do, but not being able to find anything meaningful enough to invest my time in. It just feels great waking up in the morning naturally and not having anything to do, and you just get up at your own pace and take care of the things that need to be taken care of. It's just really an easy life, and I am thankful that I get the opportunity to choose how I spend my own time instead of having to dedicate a portion of my time to a company or an organization that has values that don't necessarily mold with my own. Another good thing about not working is you can be there for your friends around the clock. So you're not preoccupied with something else like work. I gotta take this call. Normally I would delete that take and then do it again, but it demonstrates my point because I wasn't doing anything. I was able to answer my friend's phone call and be there for him when he needed me. And if I was working, it wouldn't be like that. So being available for people is a really rewarding feature of my life. I'm not just available to all of my friends. I am also available to all of you guys. Thank you, Centerlink, for paying my way through life. Be careful what you wish for, though, because too much freedom creates boredom. And when you're bored, you have a lot of time to reflect on your past, and you end up kind of living in that past because you're spending so much of your time invested in reflecting on that past. So you got to be careful not to live too much in the past, because we have a present here that creates the future, and we should be focusing on the present to create a better future. That way when we reflect on things, they'll be more positive because we would have put the energy required into making the situations better. Reflecting on the past does not have to be sad. INFPs tend to be very attracted to things like sad songs and songs that can bring their emotions on a sad journey, and reflecting in an INFP's life oftentimes means looking at the bad things that happened and why they happened, but we're creating good in the present, hopefully, so our future should have better outcomes. I don't think that every person in society is built to be a worker. I believe in a government to step in and support those who are uniquely unfit to work in modern day employment systems. I am free physically, mentally, and spiritually. Are you? I have autonomy over my own life. I have to take a daily medication and check in with the doctor every few months just to make sure I'm doing well. That's all. This is the medicine that I take. It helps me think more clearly. Freedom is a central concept in existentialist philosophy, which emphasizes the importance of individual freedom and choice in determining the meaning and purpose of one's life. Existentialist philosophers argue that humans are fundamentally free, but this freedom comes with a great deal of responsibility. We are responsible for our choices and actions, and we must take ownership of our lives and the meaning we give to them. For existentialists, freedom is not just about being able to choose between different options. It involves taking responsibility for the consequences of our choices and recognizing that our choices shape who we are and what we become. In this sense, freedom is not just a state of being, but an ongoing process of self-creation and self-discovery. At the same time, existentialists acknowledge that our freedom is limited by the conditions and circumstances of our lives, such as our social, economic, and historic context. However, even within these limitations, we still have the power to choose how we respond to our circumstances and to shape our own destiny. Overall, freedom is a crucial concept in existentialist philosophy, as it represents both the potential and the challenge of being human. I suppose that freedom to me is having the autonomy to do what you want and when you want it. There was nothing holding me back from creating a channel about the INFP personality type, so I did. And although I'm still working on resolving boredom, I'm quite a well-rounded individual. I might not have skills that can make money, but I have skills that can help society. There's also freedom of information. People should be able to consume the information that they want and not be restricted to content policies. I'm not saying there should be no regulation or oversight there should just be limited regulation and oversight. Tell me in the comments what your experiences are with freedom. Would you consider yourself a free individual? If not, why not? If you are, then how did you achieve that? Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate your attention. God bless.